Though the price of a barrel of West Texas Intermediate is about half of what it was 24 months ago, companies are still finding it economical to pump that Bakken crude to market. It is July 17th, 2016, with a few clips from May 14, and this is Stoughton, Saskatchewan. We're looking eastward down Lucky Highway 13, the Red Coat Trail. Weyburn is about 60 km to the west of us here. There's the curling rink over there in what you might call South Stoughton. And here we are. And these are the ballparks named after John Duchesne, who came to town in the 40s and elevated the game. Off to the right there is the campground, very lovely. And nearby on Highway 33 is the Royal Canadian Legion, lest we forget. And Highway 33 rejoins 140 km behind us to the northwest. And speaking of curling, the Richardson Brothers Championship curling team originated in Stoughton. The rail line was built by Canadian Pacific Railway, but it's been Stuart Southern since 2010. And you're looking northwestward up the longest, straightest stretch of track in North America. And branching off to the left there is what was the Kisby sub. It's all torn up now, going across to Weyburn and Assiniboia, and eventually to Lethbridge at one time. Looking southward down in South Stoughton, there's the campground down there and the Legion right there. Holy mackerel, slow down. And the last of the elevators. And a pair of Electromotive Division GP38s getting ready for a run. And a view across the water from Taylor Memorial Park. The ex-Santa Fe General Electric B23 flanked by a pair of GE U34s or 36s. A couple of blocks away on Sullivan Street at Assiniboia Avenue is the oldest church in Stoughton, St. Paul's Anglican, I guess in 1904 or 05. Another block easterly on Assiniboia is the Town Hall on Main Street. Dates from the mid-80s, replaces a 1912 structure. Stoughton incorporated itself as a village on February the 4th, 1904. First overseer was Dave Donnelly, from whom CP bought the town site. And on June 20th, 1960, Stoughton became a town. The view along the west side of Main Street. The name of the New Hope Pharmacy recalls the first rural post office in the area, New Hope, established December the 1st, 1901 by W.F. Carefoot. The little community disappeared after the railroad came through, and the post office changed its name to Stoughton on July the 1st, 1904, at the wishes of the CPR, who wished to honor John Stoughton Dennis, Chief Commissioner of CP's Department of Colonization and Development. The co-op was organized in 1939. The station stood at the head of Main Street there as standard number 10 station. Built in 1906 and demolished who knows when. King Edward Hotel stood on the corner down there where the blue-roofed motel now stands. The museum was the old Froude Town Hall, moved in the mid-50s, I think. The first business in Stoughton was William Todd's Blacksmith, opened in 1903. Louis Seod had his store skidded down from New Hope in 1904. And this is the Dool and Banbury building into which the Bank of Ottawa moved. They bought the building in 1917 and became the Bank of Nova Scotia in 1919. 1937, the Imperial Bank took it over, and the CIBC still owns the property. In 1904, Jack Forler opened the first bakery in Stoughton. Oh, here comes the noted golfer C.R. Wilson, looking for breakfast. And you might find it at the motel there. The King Edward is a two-story effort with a balcony on the south side there. Quite fancy. It burned in 1975. And a panel along the northerly side of Railway Avenue. Quick glance up Sullivan Street. Over on Donnelly Street, just east of Main, is the headquarters of the RM of Tecumseh, number 65. And over on Main Street, someone's gone to a lot of trouble to make a little put-in version of Stoughton. There's the hotel. Some of the buildings are still standing. The old Town Hall, Fire Hall, stands where the CIBC stands now. And directly across the street is Grace United. And at the top of Main Street, where it meets Government, is the new Fire Hall. And looking northward up Government Street, which is actually Highway 47, the Trans-Canada Highway near Wolseley, is 83K that way. Sunset Manor and Zion Lutheran Church. A little farther south on Government Street is the school. First school was established probably in 1904 or 1905. It was a two-story, four-room school built on this site probably in the 1910s or 20s. And now there's this brand new school. Fairly brand new. Composite school. Nice place on Government. And farther south on Government is the Apostolic Church. Brand new, right at Railway Avenue. I told you so. East Railway Avenue, pardon me. And no matter where you go in Saskatchewan, you're in Rough Rider country. It's the crossing of the CPR, the former CPR line. Before 1911, there was 5 elevators at Stoughton: International, Maple Leaf Milling, McLaughlin and Ellis, Ogilvy Milling, and the Western Elevator Company. Saskatchewan Wheat Pool, built in 1925, UGG in 1965, Pioneer Grain in 1985, Saskatchewan Wheat Pool in 1986, looking south down Highway 47. Estevan is about 60K away. Pioneer Grain was demolished in 2014 rather. And the Saskatchewan Wheat Pool is now in private hands. And down at the junction of Highway 47 and 13. Weyburn is off that way. And a couple of new motels along this stretch. There's another one. Across the street on the east side of 47. Looking due east along Highway 13, Carlisle is about 60K away, but not 60K away is the lovely Stoughton Golf Club. This is the end of the line at Highway 13. Tracks no longer cross here. As I mentioned, when this line was completed between Arcola and the main line in downtown Regina on November the 9th, 1904, it contained the longest, straightest stretch of railway in the world. We can go up and take a little look at it. We're right at the bend where that straight stretch ends. Stoughton is the dark patch up there. Off to the right behind us is Arcola. The record stood until August of 1917 when the Australians completed 297 miles of straight, level trackage across the Nullarbor Plains. Stoughton itself sits on an undifferentiated glacial till, but off to the east there is stagnant ice moraines of the Moose Mountain Complex looking south. This is the Williston Sedimentary Basin below our feet there, where all the oil is being pumped out of, fueling the local economy. Come 2016, Stoughton's population was 649, which is down 100 folks since 1986, but holding pretty steady from 2011. Stoughton, Saskatchewan.